on, beautiful people? I am pumped. I am happy to be here, and listen to me. If this is your first time joining me, make sure you stick around. We have the hottest sectors, the hottest stocks in the market, and we are momentum traders. So we find those base and trend breakouts, and we take those trades using the one and only risk management. So we have it all right here for you now. And guess what? Libby is on time. First time. Let's go. Let's get this party started, baby. Huge shout out to everybody that watches this at a later time. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. It really helps me and the channel. And listen, we appreciate each and every one of you that tune in right now when we are live. I love doing this for you and in front of you, and doing it live makes it more transparent. I can show you what I've seen, what I'm looking at, and in real time give you real data as the futures are open. Today's show is going to be a little different, and we are going to cut to the damn chase. We're going to let you know how the market looks and what the overall stocks that we want to find the right leaders in so we can put our money in. I hope you are ready, because that's going to be quick, slick. Are you ready, baby? Let's do this damn thing. Thank you, B. Stewie says hit that like button. What's up, Jimmy Bright? What's up, Libby? It's good to see y'all. How are y'all doing? 4th of July was absolutely memorable for myself, my family. It was absolutely awesome. Missed out on a couple of the kids here, but it's okay. We have more memories to make in the near future. Let's jump into it. The NASDAQ, it opened up today. We are sitting a little red here, but it's a-okay as we are still strung much higher than that 10-day moving average. As you know, I want to hold this 21-day moving average. Why? Because if you look back in time, anytime we broke past or below this 21-day moving average, it has been a downfall. And you guys have been with me, some of you like B. Stewie, who's been with me since I started this YouTube channel 3.5, 4 years ago, somewhere around there. He knows that we follow this 21-day moving average, and then when it breaks it, we're cautious and we watch to see if we can get back above it before we start taking trades once again. That's how we manage our risk. That's how we understand the market's trend. And right now, the first thing I want to ask you, if we zoom all the way out, we're not talking here. Let's go monthly, folks. Let's go monthly, and let's refresh this chart. When you look at a chart like this, excuse all this, don't be bothered by all that, but when you look at a chart like this and you see this angle, would it be more advantageous for you to be a bull or a bear? It would be much more advantageous, much easier for you to look to take trades on the buy side if you are a swing trader. Now, that can be argued very, very easily, right? But if we are looking at swing trading and we see a trend that is heading up and we want to continue and carry that trend, then we know we're in a safe spot as long as we look at that daily time frame and we're above these moving averages. Okay, so we are in a safe spot to continue looking at the market, looking at the hot sectors, and looking at the leaders. So when we look at NASDAQ, we want to look at Bitcoin. It's very relatively strong compared to the overall markets, and you can see it's right here at that $110,000 area. It's very, very important here. What you see is an undercut. It undercuts all of this price action, huge area of price action. We can even pull a fixed range volume from here to show you exactly where that action is. And what do you know? It's not only the anchored VWAP from the low here that it bounced off of, but it also is the point of control, rallying back up after cutting underneath all of these buyers here and then rallying back up with this strong support. Now that it's headed back up here, what's above us? What kind of volume do you see above us? There ain't shit. Nobody's gonna be selling into Bitcoin at these prices. It's buy, buy, buy. We've already tried this multiple times where we had these fake breakouts, and now we have a shakeout, breakout, a fake out, a shakeout, and then it's getting tight again. Watch out, I think Bitcoin's going to the effing moon, so hold on to your seats, take your trades, and if you're gonna look at that, we can jump right into the leaders. I got a crypto list for you, I promise you. We got some rip your face-off stocks. We also have some slower momentum stocks. if you are into that type of thing. Keep an eye on the small cap stocks, the ETF iShare Russell 2000 ETF. This is your small cap stocks. We talked about some rotation. We're starting to see it now. We're starting to see a little bit of that starting to go into the small cap stocks. It's showing speculation. People are speculating now on some more, they're putting more money into things that they wouldn't normally. Less safe assets, that's small cap stocks. They aren't generating a return that is safe like S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, okay? Let's take a look at gold. Now, I've been talking crap about gold. I said, hey, I called the top, and I did. I called this the top. Will it be the top for long? That's the question, right? This is the top, and it's the top for now until it breaks the top. But for now, it is the top right here at 3,500 for gold, the spot ETF to the US dollar here. I use GLD, or this is XAUUSD. Now, we're gonna keep a close eye on this because there are some strong stocks, but the issue with finding the stocks in gold is that the majority of them are much slower stocks, okay? So we can go on, we can look at all these subsectors, but we're gonna go right into the hottest sectors now, the sectors that are getting a lot of attention. And I think each and every one of you know what they are because you've been with me for quite some time now. Let's just make sure we're keeping up on the chat here. What's up, my G? My G and I have been chatting quite a bit on the sidelines there. Absolutely love his style, love what he's doing. And he called me out. He called me out on a trade I took, and we're gonna go over that very, very soon, because that's why I appreciate this community, because when you got something, you see something, you say something. If I'm not practicing what I preach, I want you guys to question it. And he called out a very, very good point on the trade, and I definitely want to bring it up, because if you're not, I feel like I can hear myself in the background. Let me cut that off. Sorry about that, guys. But if you're not learning, then you're a loser. I always say that. You're a loser unless you are learning. And we got so much to learn today, but we want to focus on the leaders. So let's look at the leaders, and we are gonna start with gold, okay? We'll just look at gold since we're looking at it here now. You can see another setup. If we go back, you guys can see this huge basing broke out when we originally, we just started up the YouTube channel. We're talking about gold quite often, and you can see basing breakout. Look, another basing breakout, a trend breakout here. We had some money in some smaller cap stocks for gold. We made a little bit of money on it, nothing crazy. Like I said, they're not the faster moving stocks. And here we are again. You could call this a base, or what I'm seeing here, very clear on gold, is another trend here. You can look at it like this, however you want to draw the trend, but you can see it. If we get some volume here, you might get some stocks that are going to break out. So a few that I have been keeping an eye on are ORLA. ORLA is a smaller cap stock. You can see I have played this before and all the reasons why I was playing it, but I stopped out on that last half just below the 21-day moving average. Now we are starting to create new higher lows. As you can see, one new higher low here, another new higher low here, and bada bing, bada boom, your third higher low will be helping you make money soon. So this is a quicker mover as it moves 4.8%, a little bit faster than your other moving stocks. So if you want a gold stock, I'd suggest keeping an eye on this one. I don't think this is the leader in the overall gold. You got things like AU that looks more like the leader. As it's continuing this trend higher, will gold just trade sideways? So if you want to look at a leader, AU is more of your leader. And if you guys have some more of those leaders, you're more than welcome to throw my way. I just kind of want to focus on the faster moving ones in the gold, same as I would for the gas and oil. Yeah, BTM for, this is the Bitcoin deposit, yeah. So if you're into the finance, the investment, this is the BTM, the Bitcoin investment. This thing here had a huge shout up here. Let's take a look. Reached as high as 323%, pulling back 250. It's still up over 251%. Of course, I don't like seeing anything like this. I just don't trust these things. But if you are a momentum trader, this is something that you look at. You say, hey, this has got 22.6%. If you can find proper risk reward in something like this, go for it. This is a little bit crazy for me personally, because I'm more of a swing trader where I'm holding on to it and I'm looking for fluctuations between 4 and 8% a day. Now, if you can catch something like this, go for it. I'm not seeing my trender-based breakout just yet, so definitely going to keep an eye on BTM. We can throw that on the list as well. I'll do that right meow. If you guys got another one that you want on the gold, let me know, because we're gonna run through these quick. What up, mama? Ginger Hopper is in the house. Battery's about to die. You better plug that in and listen to this show all night. Loke Doc, what's going on? Something I kept forgetting to ask y'all. I've been seeing Bitcoin ATMs pop up all over Idaho, throughout the coast of Oregon, Washington, seeing them in gas stations and such. Visible presence. Yeah, no, that's your Peter Lynch thing. You're starting to see Bitcoin ATMs and things that are out there where you can make transaction with Bitcoin. If you have like, let's see, I have a Venmo account, and right on it, they have a crypto button. Everybody is getting involved in crypto. Crypto is very popular. I'm a little bit behind on crypto. I invested in some in crypto, nothing crazy, and just kind of let it set it and forget it kind of deal. But I'm looking for those fast moves in Bitcoin, kind of like BTM, but better, a little bit better setups. So we'll just dive right into this, and we'll see what other stocks I have on this. But yeah, when you see these Bitcoin ATMs start popping up, now we've had them here in the Michigan, Toledo area for a while now. Toledo, Ohio, Michigan, Detroit area. I've been seeing them for a while now, and a lot of them are actually like going out of commission. Like a lot of them don't even work around here because they've been around for too long. So there's some pros, there's some cons to those being out there, because really, do you need a Bitcoin ATM when you can just transfer it into your Venmo account and use your paperless pay? I mean, there's a few different arguabilities. I think when it comes to those transactions on those ATMs, I think those are going to be obsolete. I don't think we're going to see ATMs. I think we're going to see less of them. But the fact that you're seeing it out there, there's more transactions, it's making it easier for users to buy and sell things. Yes, absolutely, we're seeing it come and be a part of our culture. Yeah, absolutely. BTM is what I've been looking at. Oh, okay. So this is actually for those transactions. So actually, we can read a little bit more about this since we're going to be running through things. Bitcoin Deposit engages in converting cash into cryptocurrency. It offers payments, spending, and investing space through its kiosk by BD Checkout product. The company was founded by Brandon Mintz in July 2016, the headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's very cool. So this is exactly what we were talking about here. So very interesting. You like the Bitcoin play, the Bitcoin ATMs. Keep your eye on Bitcoin itself. If Bitcoin continues to go higher, I think we're going to see more plausibility for a stock like BTM to also continue higher. Now, let's go ahead and look at a few other ones on my crypto list that we have here. So, of course, if we look at IBIT, that's just what I look at. You can buy the crypto using IBIT if you wanted to. It moves 2.8%. There's much faster, but if I don't have my crypto up, I use IBIT. So I'm just showing you. This would be the ETF I would look at. Now take a look at CRCL. Now I know our boy Carl Burr has had this, but ended up getting stopped out. But what I gotta say here is this is just a beautiful move. If we pull it off this, you can see it went up well over that 250%, and then it pulled back somewhere around 131%. So it's still holding up this high tight flag. Now, this high tight flag could be argued, but we're up 100%. We need more time to trade sideways for it to be considered, completely that high tight flag. But what I'm trying to tell you here is we have a clear trend. We have a clear trend on Circle, okay, and we have a clear downtrend on Circle. So all I'm trying to say here, guys, is that things are tightening up. We've had our expansion. We're getting our contraction. It's getting nice and tight right in here. Keep an eye on it. If we end up seeing volume pop up, you might end up seeing this thing really start to pop up. Just to read a little bit of about this here, Circle Internet Group, financial technology company that enables businesses of all sizes to harness the power of digital currencies and public blockchains for payments, commerce, and financial applications worldwide. So they're bringing it and making it easier and more usable applications. So in that sense, that is a possible crypto play if you're looking at, of course, Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes higher, if it breaks that barrier that I'm calling that 109 or 110,000 barrier, you might end up seeing that go much higher. Another one here, if you guys didn't already know because you're sleeping under a damn rock, Coinbase looking absolutely amazing. You can see right here my G took it Absolutely amazing trade right here on this basing breakout. This is exactly why we like to keep a close eye on these momentum traders. As volume came in on that basing breakout, it just rip-shotted to, you guessed it, new all-time highs. If we zoom all the way out here, we can't say new all-time highs because it's IPO price way back here it's running into now. The highest that ever came out on the IPO is 429. I don't usually count that just because it's just an overly volatile day, too much volatility. But if we look at this, I'll use this 368.90 as the all-time high, and you can see right here, we just got above that. So new all-time highs in my books for coin. The question is it gonna hold out right here? Is it gonna make a nice high tight flag? Is it going to bounce off this base like it looks like it has and follow the 10-day moving average as it continues higher? Well, if it wants to, it sure as hell will. If you want to be in it, use proper risk management. Another one, of course, you guys know I keep an eye on MSTR. I've made my money in MSTR. I've made lots and lots of filthy effing money. I'm just kidding. No, we've made good money. We have made good money. No, all jokes aside, on MSTR. We've played MSTR here and sold out at the tops here. I know Sweet Jolene was with me on that, so was B Stewie, and RIP Dan Bob was with me as well. And then again here, I played this because MSTR was relatively strong. Even the Bitcoin, it was relatively strong. It was moving before Bitcoin. So we took the trade and we made a lot of money right there as well. Beautiful moves, and look, it looks like it's happening again, only this time, this beautiful time here. If Bitcoin breaks those new all-time highs, I think MSTR has a very, very good possibility to not just break new all-time highs, but to squeeze on squozily higher and hit its new absolute parabolic top. And then it will obviously crater back down like it usually trades. So that's my guesstimates. You know, I don't really know. I'm just a big head talking on YouTube, but I can see it. I can see it coming. You can see it in Bitcoin. You can see it in MSTR. Things are really starting to heat up right here, and I think this week's going to be absolutely explosive. Not just for the Nasdaq or the SPY, but for Bitcoin, for small caps. I think things are going to get real toasty, which might be a sure time to start shorting. Let's see what else we've got going on. Pulled trades on BMNR run 2 momentum though. We'll take a look at that once we get through all these sector momentum leaders, baby. Let's get on. Yeah, so that's my crypto. Let's take a look at another one that's going to be extremely on fire this week, and that is going to be nuclear. And when I look at nuclear, I use NLR, the VanEck Ethereum or uranium and nuclear ETF. And when you take a look at this thing, you can see my best case scenarios on here. This one looked like it started to play out, but look at this. New all-time highs, rip, tater chip, all the way up here, holding this 10-day moving average, finally breaking down a little bit, trading sideways, digesting this humongous move that it broke higher from. And, you know, it's just trading sideways. It's not doing much right here, but why I think this thing is getting ready to rip is because there's a few stocks inside nuclear that is going to look absolutely amazing. So let's take a look at some of the stocks I have in here. This is uranium, UUUU. I just want to show you how it's trending up, holding the 21-day moving average. We can take a look at OKLO, and you can see it broke that 21-day moving average. Keep a close eye on this as its previous all-time high. It's starting to come back up into it. We can even take the anchored VWAP from this all-time high, and you'll see right here is going to be the area of an inflection point, and the all-time low down here. You can see we can get rid of this one since it's going to be pinching right in between these anchored VWAPs. Now, this isn't my favorite because we don't have sales growth on this, but I just want to keep an eye on it because it's part of this shitty sector. And I say that because there's not a lot of EPS and sales growth, but it's not as bad as quantum computing. But we're going to get into that too because there's some hot ones for quantum computing. NNE broke the 21-day moving average. I'm not, you know, there's been so many times where I don't care for it, I like it. I don't care for it, I like it. And I've played this stock, I've made my money on this stock. This is a tough one. This beautiful basing area, you would think after we broke above it, we would be finding that support here. So is it finding that support here? It's just, you know, a couple dollars shy. Well, you know, that's really the question. This could be a great buy opportunity using this low, but just keep in mind, NNE, nanotechnology, has been one of those they'll shake you out real easy. So just make sure you have proper risk reward in this. And it also is a quick mover, 9.35%, so keep an eye on NNE. But what I'm really bringing you here for is LEU. Look at this beautiful, beautiful chart. If you don't like this chart, then you just need to step on back, go back to scalping or some shit, because this is what you like to see. Now, of course, we always can make it look better, make it look better, make it look better for me, Dave. Well, you can make it look better by giving this a couple more days. Just trade sideways, get really, really tight in here, and then explode, right? We are starting to get some sales growth in here, a little bit of EPS and some sales growth. So I like to see it. I also like the sector. Let's read a little bit about LEU. And if you guys have one that you want to see in this sector, let me know. Citrus Energy Corp engages in the supply of nuclear fuel and services for the nuclear power industry. It operates through the low enriched uranium, LEU, and technical solutions segment. The LEU segment includes various components of nuclear fuels to utilities from its global network of suppliers. The technical solutions segment offers advanced engineering, design, and manufacturing service to government and private sector customers, and is deploying advanced nuclear fuel products capabilities to power existing and next generation reactors around the world. Around the world. So that is NNE. I'm sorry, that's not NNE. That was LEU. That's Citrus Energy Group. I really like this. I really like the way this looks. Schwarzenberg actually pointed this out to me. I was late to the game on LEU, first to admit, last to the game, but now it's setting up, and that's what leaders do a lot of the times. If this sector is going to continue to be hot, I think LEU needs to be on your top watch list. As this thing moves that 8.96%, 9% its average daily range. So if you can find a tight risk reward on this thing, your possibilities on this thing are account changing. You absolutely want to see this thing happen. So keep an eye on LEU. And there she is, Jolene herself, absolutely kicking some butt on some trades. Glad you are here. Happy you are here and pumped about this week, if you can't hear it in my voice already. One last one that we can take a look in this sector is SMR. Again, I think LEU is really just absolutely kicking butt and taking names. So LEU is going to be my main watch for the nuclear area. But SMR is another one. You know, if it starts to tighten up here, starts to curl around, it might be able to continue its beautiful trend higher. So this trend breakout was beautiful. Absolutely love to see it. Next up, so we did gold, that was nuclear. We did crypto. This is going to be your cybersecurity and software. What ETF do I use? Hack. Hack looks like it is a absolute leader in this sector. So ETF, Hack, in these subsectors, the cybersecurity ETF, this is hitting new all-time highs. It helped drag the market up higher with many other things. And there's a few stocks in here that I really want to go over. You guys know I have been watching CRWD. The issue with crowd, though, for me is the declining sales growth. Of course, you know, it's still getting bought up. It did my best case scenario here. It worked out exactly. You can see I painted this picture. It did exactly what I wanted it to, hold the 21-day moving average. I did end up trying to get in here. I got shookeneth out of this day, but I tried this basing breakout. It did end up shaking me out. But you know, it's okay. That's part of the game. I feel like I should be in something better growth than this. And yes, that is good growth, but I want to see even better growth and faster moving, even though I use CRWD. So let's take a look at a few other ones like RBRK. So if we look at RBRK, you're going to see right away, well, Dave, it's pulled back. Well, it's pulled back to its 50-day moving average after an enormous run. This is a much smaller cap, and its float is only its market cap 17 billion, so much smaller than that CrowdStrike. And you can see here, let's see, average daily range 4.22%, so moving twice as fast as CrowdStrike at the moment. And I really like this starting to set up, but I want to see the new higher lows. So let's keep a close eye on these new higher lows starting to form. Right now, I have to keep I'm just going to steer clear of this, and we're going to wait. Is it going to form a basing breakout where we can get into? Maybe it'll do that, or maybe it will just fail. Maybe from here it breaks that 50-day moving average, and that was its run. Either way, it's not in a setup where I'm ready to buy it just yet, but it's definitely on the back burner. I'm keeping a close eye on this. I like it better than CrowdStrike. For financials. We also have CRWV. So, guys, we talked about this high tight flag right here that ended up coming back. Now you can see it just tested this 21-day moving average and bounced right back up here. What I like about this is this basing area right here. That looks so juicy to me right now. I really think it's something that we need to keep an eye on, this $166 to $170 area. Now, the reason why I see that is because if we zoom in on the volume here, this is going to be my theme, is this VPC. I mean, it's really happening. You get expansion, you get contraction. That tightening range shows that there's not a lot of people selling their shares. They don't want to sell. There's a reason why they don't want to sell, because they think it's going to go higher, right? So what is VPC? VCP is volume contraction pattern. And it's simply this. You see a lot of volume on the way up, and as it starts to stuff out and trade sideways, you're seeing less and less volume. Not a lot of people are selling, but a lot of people were buying, right? So when you see something like that, it's a tall tale to keep a close eye on this. So I have my alert set on CRWV right here at this 167. This is my trade. This is how I like to play. And this could have explosive growth. We'll see very, very soon. Let's see. What's up, Robert Tainch? It's good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you. And if you guys have anything in the cybersecurity that I don't already talk about, let me know. We also have PLTR. Now, this thing was a leader, a fan favorite. You can see it's just trading sideways and it's retesting its breakout zone. We'll call it a zone because it's kind of dabbled in this area, popped up, dabbling again in this area, but still trying to stay above that rising that sideways 21-day moving average. The EPS and sales growth, this is definitely a killer stock. Now, of course, this thing's trading well above its multiples. We won't go deep into that. Moves 4.71%. So this thing, in my opinion, this could go both ways here. It's either going to be supported where it found support, it's going to continue to support, or it's going to slice on through, shake some people out. I would say it's going to continue its trend, right? So we have a very simple trend here. You can see it plain as day, and I think it's going to hold this trend. Maybe it trades sideways for a little bit before it does, but if the market's going to continue higher, I think PLTR continues higher as well. Now, you really cannot talk about this sector without talking about SECL. This thing is absolutely on a rampage. Could not stop after the earnings gap up. I'm not even count the gap up. It's up 178%. That's absolutely beautiful. You could have taken an opening range breakout on this thing and you would have never looked back. Holding your breath on this day, but never closing below the 10-day moving average. SECL has to be an easy one to hold. Absolutely beautiful to see here. This is definitely one to keep on your watch list. Now, you can't play, I personally cannot trade something like this. I'm not going to be buying new all-time highs. I'm going to wait for a base or a trend breakout. And I don't buy off of the moving averages. Now, I know some of you guys do that. You have success. It works in some instances. It doesn't work with me. It doesn't work with the way I trade. But this SECL, if you bought it at all underneath the 10-day moving average, congrats. Absolutely killer trade. If you played the PEG or the earnings growth pattern or the opening range breakout after earnings because of this beautiful earnings catalyst, then congratulations to you, because you are up a tremendous amount of money or percentage in your account. So let's continue here, guys. TEM has been disappointing, as I've really wanted to see this beautiful yearly basing breakout take place in front of our eyes, but it's just chopping around. It's boring. I don't care for it. I have my alert set, so I'm really not going to give this thing much attention. I'm just going to keep it in my circle for now. And also we have LIF. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Yes, AEVA. We're definitely going to be going over the semiconductors very soon. Semiconductors look absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's going to be part of this AI forefront as well as many other things. So LIF, Life 360, you can see basing breakout right here happening right before our eyes. maybe it will be gapped up at market open as we have the EPS and sales growth here. Look at this big EPS surprise. Yeah, that's a double surprise. 6,353% surprise. I'd say that's a pretty big freaking surprise, earning itself a humongous gap up after that earnings, 32%, and now sitting a little higher than that at 65.58. You can see right here is the basing breakout area. If you can play an opening range breakout, let's say it gaps up here tomorrow at the new all-time highs, you know, and being a newer IPO, I mean, IPOs are going nuts right now. So if you got a hold of this thing, congratulations. And, you know, we have earnings just right around the corner. You know, earnings seasons is right around the corner, guys. It'll be here before you know it. So let me know what you think. And then we have INOD. Now, I did take a trade on this, and this is the one that my G we were talking about. He said, hey, look, Dave, you know, I know that you took a trade on this, but you know, I don't agree with it and basically how you trade. He pointed out the fact that I took a preemptive trade. The reason for it is simply because if we look at the 5-minute time frame when I took this trade, it was not on any clear amount of volume. It wasn't any higher or any respectably higher than the previous weeks here. You can see when I took this trade, it's not like this piece of volume where you would want to take the trade. It's just minor, you know, it's just minor. And looking more into it, you know, it's definitely something that I need to keep an eye on. I definitely need to keep an eye on that. So don't want to take or make any excuses for myself. Absolutely love and appreciate the whole community when we come together and when we can pick each other's brains. I critique every day because I want to get better. And if I critique other people, it helps them get better. So when people can critique me, it helps me get better. So I appreciate you, my G. Now I do think this thing's gonna explode. I think it looks absolutely primed. I like the EPS, the sales growth. You know, it's a little bit all over the place, but this INOD, guys, if it doesn't rip, tater chip, the 21-day moving average is gonna be my stop loss. It's gonna be a full-size risk stop loss. So, you know, best of luck to me. I already took the trade, so I got to follow through with it, unfortunately. I still believe in this thing. I still like the trade. I still am happy with what I did, but what I can say is the much better trade would be, you can take it at 50, you can take it right here, but at volume. You want to see the volume come in on that 5-minute time frame. I did not see the amount of volume I wanted to see, but I am in INOD. Now, another one is ORCL. This is very, very important, guys. Take a look at ORCL as we have a high tight flag here, arguably, and it just continues higher. Now, it's not something you can buy at new all-time highs. You just can't. Promise, you'll get hurt doing it. You might get away with it this market cycle, but you're gonna get smacked next market cycle. Anyway, ORCL right here at new all-time highs. Look at this beautiful basing breakout. This would have been pretty hard for me to take because it was still pretty extended from the 10-day moving average, but you know, you can see it. You can see it, and this market is favoring these basing breakouts. It's also favoring these no-handle cups where it breaks, just rips right through those cups. So keep an eye on ORCL for a future setup. Woo! I hope you guys are doing awesome. I'm gonna take just a quick break and we're gonna go on to the next sector. The quick break is brought to you by me. Hi, hope you had a 4th of July. I hope you had a 4th of July. That's a good point. I slipped up when I said it, but I meant it. I hope you had a 4th of July. If not, I do hope you do have your independence because that is the whole backing behind that. Guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe button for me. We have a questionnaire. The question is, the hottest sector this week will be, is it gonna be Bitcoin and crypto, semiconductors, quantum? We haven't even went over quantum or aerospace yet. Which one is it gonna be? Right now, 36% say it's gonna be semiconductors. Funny enough, we're gonna be looking at semiconductors right now because semiconductors are hot heat, as your boy Torque was talking about earlier. And what do we use? What ETF do we use for semiconductors? That is going to be SMH. Let me take a sip. Do me a favor if you are still with me, if you are listening, if I'm in your sweet, sweet ears, do me a huge favor. Give me a cheers. Give me a cheers emoji in the comment section. I'm gonna give you the Papa Powell. If you got the old Papa Powell, shoot me the Papa Powell. This one is for you folks. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I absolutely love doing these. Sometimes just get together, we go over charts, we understand what the overall market's doing so we can be set up for Monday morning so we can continue to make that disgusting, sticky, sweet money. Cheers to you guys. No, that was delicious. Delicious, yet 'twas not nutritious. SMH is your semiconductor ETF, reaching new all-time highs, folks. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Thank you, my G. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, baby. Beef stewy with the rip tater chip. Let's go. So SMH is your semiconductor ETF, reaching new all-time highs on our Friday, our half day in the overall market. Absolutely beautiful to see here. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few of the stocks in the semiconductor space. Of course, we have to look at NVIDIA, the old leader, now also still carrying the torch with a few other leaders. NVIDIA we have to take a look at. Although the growth is much slower now, the growth rate's only at 2.22%. It's been trading sideways for quite some time, but with the EPS and sales growth, NVIDIA is a smart play. You can use NVDL if you want twice the speed in the action. If you want to ramp that up to 4.5%, you can use NVDL to trade. Just be careful with those 2x leverage ETFs. Now we have AMSC, which I found to be a very important stock. I wasn't hip with this one right away, but old Marty Chargin, he likes to keep a close eye on these things. This thing moves 6.16%. That's why I'm surprised I didn't find this earlier. Now there's nothing I can do right here, but if it does form a base at these new all-time highs or a trend, I'm definitely going to want to be a part of AMSC. It's a cheaper stock, you know, it's under 40 bucks right now, and it's a faster mover. Okay, and I like the EPS and sales growth. It's looking really, really good. So I hope you guys are like that. Yeah, Jimmy says semi has been moving for 13 weeks. Holy guacamole. Another one, now this is a slower mover, but I just want to point it out because it's at the new all-time highs. Taiwan Semiconductor, okay, great EPS, great sales growth. Much slower mover, 2%, you know, but you want to know what's moving. You want to know what the leaders are. Taiwan Semiconductors. Of course, ALAB. ALAB's one I've been talking about now. It's got this beautiful basing top here. It's just rounding that 200-day moving average. EPS and sales growth looks really good. And look at this, guys. It's right above its IPO price. Now, this has a little bit of that overhead resistance, but if we start to see volume come in here, I think this is definitely going to be a nice basing breakout in the future if it ends up happening. So we'll see. We'll see. I have my alerts set, but ALAB's one that I have on my watch. Not the best one on this watch list yet. Not the best one. AEVA could definitely be one of our top notches right here, guys. And my G was able to buy off this 21-day moving average. I thought that was very ballsy of him, but I tell you, you know, a big pullback like this in a growth leader, you know, you got to buy somewhere. And off that 21-day moving average was very advantageous. So shout out to you, my G. Congrats on that. We're going to see what it wants to do. You know, sometimes these leaders, just draw a lot of best case scenario here. Sometimes these leaders want to take their time digesting. It's a lot of growth here, you know, and then, you know, next week or in 2 weeks, you might meet up and I might say, hey, look, guys, we got a trend breakout. Best case scenario set up. But right now, I can't take this trade. This is not for me. I don't have proper risk reward. But anybody in it, you know, I'm rooting for you. I'm also rooting for it to trade sideways so I can get in there with you. So keep on keeping on. So I really like AEVA. This thing's an absolute damn monster. Let's see what else we have here. AMD. So now, well, I have a couple of laggers I want to tell you guys about. Now, AMD, I was talking about AMD when we were down here, but I don't like anything below a 200-day moving average. Now, this thing has EPS and sales growth. Okay, that's why I like AMD, because it has EPS and sales growth, and it's not anywhere near its all-time highs. Now, of course, you're going to have these guys selling off into it. It's going to be a little bit slower in that sense. Also, it moves 3.64%, but it's one that I'm watching. I'm watching create these new higher lows. I'm watching it hold its 21-day moving average. Just keeping an eye on it, because we want to start to see cracks in the semiconductors. We might start to see those, you know, in the more speculative ones. Another one that I've been keeping a close eye on is AVGO, reaching those new all-time highs last week. This still has a beautiful EPS and sales growth, so I would definitely keep a close eye on this. as it might set up in the very near future. We also have ARM. I know that your boy Yosef was in this bad baby all the way down here playing this basing breakout, which is very interesting. But you can see right here, it's right in this big area of resistance. So hopefully it can create another new higher low somewhere holding the 21-day moving average, and it can continue to rip, tater, chip. ALGM, Jimmy says. Yeah, ALGM, look at this, coming right off these lows. It looks like the 200-day moving average is starting to curl up now. All the moving averages are in line, and it's above this big area of resistance. Yeah, look at that. Interesting. The EPS and sales growth is not very good for ALGM here. Not very good. They have declining sales growth in EPS. So just keep an eye on that. My boy Jimmy, be careful out there, Jimmy. We got EPS and sales growth, Jimmy, going down, Jimmy. We don't want that shit. NVST, just as I say that, I bring up NVST, which also has declining EPS and sales growth. Garbage booty. But let's look at, I got a good one for you guys. If you guys like laggers, there's a couple of laggers that shouldn't be laggers here. Now, MU is no lagger. They've been around forever. They have great EPS and sales growth. It's not hitting those new all-time highs though, but I don't see a trade on it just yet. This is the trade, SMCI. Now, SMCI, this right here, look at this beautiful, look right where it's trading, right where its red line is. If we zoom out here, look how many times this area has hit this price. Okay, this price of $48.56 to $50, this is a humongous pivotal point for SMCI. Now, hear me out. It's above the 200-day moving average with a lower EP or RS rating than I like. But I'm telling you guys, yes, it's a lagger, but it has explosive growth when it goes higher. And we have some VCP right here. We're seeing contraction pattern here. And if we see volume start to come into this thing, we could see explosive growth once again. So I would definitely be very, very careful with SMCI because it can go down just as fast as it goes up. This thing moves 5.11%, but if you like laggers that are respectable to their earnings and their growth, SMCI is definitely one I want to keep an eye on. It's under $50 right now. I think this thing can get to 100. I think it can get to 100 again. I really do, you know? And that's 100%. That's a 100% move there. The question is the risk reward relevant? Where would we risk? Well, I promise you this, if we break out here tomorrow on volume, we'd have to have volume in SMCI, okay? If we get volume here, you can use this previous day's low as your stop, or better yet, this patch where it already broke above, this 46.50, you can use that as your stop loss. So it's below anything that closes below the 10-day moving average, or even better yet, if you want to open yourself up to some bigger movement, the 21-day moving average, okay? You can do that. It's all respectable. That's all within risk management, and you can do all of that by yourself. You can learn how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, well, the average daily range percentage is 5.11%. If we measure from where it's at 5.11%, you can see the average daily range could respectfully come down to $43.50. So we respectfully want to have our stop within that area, because if it's going to close below the average daily range, we don't want to be in that stock anymore. We're not in a momentum stock. We did not catch the wave. We did not catch the momentum, so we're going to stop out. So keep an eye on SMCI because I think it can be a damn good one. We have a couple more to go over, but that is all we got for the semiconductors. Now, I'm going to go over two more. We have quantum and we have aerospace, okay? Now, if I don't go over what you want to see, now's the time to start letting me know what the hell you want to see. And then, of course, make sure you vote. We got 16 votes. We got 14 of you in here, so this works out great. What is the hottest sector this week? Right now, 44% of you say the semiconductors. So keep an eye on what we just talked about there, and definitely keep an eye on SMCI. We're running at 9 minutes, 43 seconds. How do we pack all this information? How do we pack it all in? We really need to just, do I have to talk quicker? What is it? There's so much. There's so much to talk about. There's so much going on. Guys, I'm telling you, Bitcoin is going to be absolutely explosive. Look how tight this is getting. Look how tight this is. Boom. You don't get much tighter. It's above its anchored VWAP from all-time high, for goodness sake. I mean, this thing is gonna explode. So keep a very close eye on that. Carl Burr's already in the building, baby. Let's go. He said, sorry, I'm late. I just smashed the like button. That's all that matters. You just come in here, just elbow drop that like button for me, baby. Let that YouTube algorithm do its damn thing. Yeah, but I really am a Bitcoin bull right now. I really think if it breaks above this area, it's blue skies, baby, and we're gonna see a lot of that crypto sector that we just talked about in the beginning really take off. So keep a close eye on that. Shout out to my members. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys not only tuning in, learning with me, exploring this beautiful journey that we call trading, but you're also a member. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, Carl. I appreciate B. Stewie. Appreciate everybody else out there. Let's keep on keeping on. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, quantum. So what I use for the quantum ETF right now is QTUM, Quantum. Look at that. New all-time highs. This thing's extended from the 10-day moving average. You cannot argue with the quantum ETF. It's doing amazing things right now. It's doing amazing things. NASCAR all out. What's going on, dude? JFA says OUST, very good. PBMM10. OUST, let's take a peeky gander. Yeah, this thing, beautiful. Big move, pulling back. Personally, I need more time because when we've pulled back here, if it popped back up, we want to see those new higher lows. So that way we got 1, 2, and 3 new higher lows before forming a base, before breaking out higher. So that's what I'm looking at. But yes, OUST, definitely one you have to keep an eye on. You have to keep an eye on this. EPS sales growth looks absolutely amazing. Humongous push off this cup and handle right here. It's definitely what you want to see when it comes to a growth stock. And then it reached 114%. So if this thing can flag out up here, it'll be a true high tight flag, and that is exactly what we would want to see in a growth stock. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure, my G. OUST, let's go, baby. NASCAR All Out says, what's the next SBET or MMN or BM? Well, let's take a look at them, and let's take a little peeky gander. So SBET, SharpLink Gaming. So when you look at these things, you have to understand what you're dealing with. This thing moves 24% in a day. It's a rip your face off stock. So you gotta really ask yourself, if you really bought in here, would you have sold a portion? Do you have sell rules? That's the question, because you can look for these all day, these black swan events, right? Where they, go up 20,000% in one day. The fact, are you going to be able to have the determination to hold? And do you have the right sell rules to be able to handle something this volatile? Surely you do not. A lot of people do not, because it takes many hours of trying to find and studying and trading these. So if you can go back and name, let's say 10 stocks that traded just like this, and you can understand how they work and the size of float that they're working, you'll have a much better chance at being able to identify them. So for me to be able to say, hey, XYZ is the next SBET, would be me acting like a guru talking out of my asshole, because I don't actually know, right? I don't know what the next thing is going to be, but what I will say is if you study SBET and you ask yourself, well, why did SBET go up so high so quick? What was the catalyst? If there was a catalyst, then why? Why was it so interesting? Where did the volume come in? Was it pre-market? Obviously it was pre-market. And how did it act in this area on the 4-hour time frame? Was there a possible risk reward or entry? So to answer your question, I wish I knew. I did. I really do wish I knew. But what I will say is this. If you can look at something like this and you can study this and really figure out why it moved, and then as a third person, ask yourself, would you have been able to actually take this trade? Then go for it. Absolutely go for it. I have caught a few of these, but they're usually by accident. You get in something because of a huge catalyst, you have your stop set because it's a ideal stop, and this thing rips crazy higher. So you take out half of your shares at your determined 10, 20, 50, 100%, and then you let the last half ride. That's just how I trade. But to actually find one and be a part of it is very rare. You know, lots of stocks out there. But let's take a look at BMNR. Jolene says, true black swan. Look at this beautiful thing. Yeah, wow. Look at this beautiful thing. So, you know, I definitely recommend buying, well, you want to wait till it gets to new all-time highs again, but no, only kidding, only kidding. But yeah, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Look at this, black swan event, average daily range 35.45%, going absolutely bonkers here off the lows, reaching over 1,500%. So when are we going to find another one like this? Well, you have to be there for pre-market. You got to read your catalyst. You have to understand relative strength and relative volume compared to the overall stock and the stock market. And if you don't get scared by me saying all these crazy terms, well, I think you've been around long enough, NASCAR, you know those. But don't be. It's all a Google search away, and you can learn to trade these things as well. Now, I know some people that are very specialized in finding these, but they also don't have a day job. Their schedule fits in line with what they're trying to do. Me personally, I'm not able to be in front of the computer to watch the volume and the activities and read all the catalysts that take place. What I do is I study everything the night before. If my alerts go off and I see volume, I take the trade. Simple as that. NASCAR said SBET and BMNR were both 8 a.m. PRs. BMNR halted on news on the PR drop through a resumptuous, on resumption, after it resumed, it opened up $4 to $7. Absolutely wild move. Absolutely, for sure, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these things are usually pump and dump schemes, you know, shit and gets, you know, so you can play them, you know, I'm not discriminating. If you can make money on it, let's go, baby. But I like to focus on the more liquid leaders, I guess, less pumpy. Now, you know, I wish I would have bought 1,000 shares down here, right? I can retire again. but I'm telling you, these are hard, guys. These are hard to find, and it takes a lot of patience to be able to trade these every morning. I spent a lot of money studying, trying to find and trade catalyst, EPS, growth, winners, and things like that. And they're just not for me. They're not for me. It takes a lot of fast action, high caliber thinking, and quick twitch muscles, and I'm just getting too old for that. All right, so let's take a look at a few of our QTUM, our quantum, our new all-time high quantum. Let's run through it. We have QBTS. Now, if you guys remember, I was talking about this trend breakout, but what I didn't like was new higher lows were not formed. So what I think is gonna happen here, and I could be totally wrong, it's gonna form those new higher lows here before taking off higher if it wants to, but we'll see what it really wants to do. The market will tell us. But I also have QUBT. It's sister over here, QUBT. This is what I like about QUBT. It's right back near those new all-time highs, and it's forming this base right here. So I think this needs some more time, but it's above all the anchored VWAPs. I can actually pull this one. Let me pull one more anchored VWAP from its all-time low here for after its breakout, and you can see it's just above everything. Now, I personally think this needs more time. Trade sideways, form a base at this $20 area before breaking higher, but it is looking good. You can't argue with that. Let's look at IONQ. So, and keep in mind, guys, Quantum's looking good, but I don't trust Quantum. I don't trust it. It's very speculative. There's not a lot of EPS or sales growth in any of this crap. You know, I think a lot of it's just false. But if I'm going to look at any of these, it's going to be IONQ. Look at IONQ. If you like IONQ, you need to give me some love. Shoot some love my way. I got Papa Powell staring you down. You better give me some of that love. Hit the love button, baby. Shoot it my way. This is what base breakouts are all about right here. It keeps bumping its head constantly on this area. This is what we call price action. Pay attention, people. $45 area. Wham, wham, wham. Oh, it got above it. Nope. Dumped down below. Comes back up. wham, wham, it's just smashing its head on this $45 area. And every time it gets above, it gets thrown right back below. But look what's different here. Instead of making new lower lows and cutting the 200-day moving average, it's making new higher lows here, new higher lows. So if we see volume show up right here in this beautiful, beautiful area at this $44.77 area, this could be enough volume to help capitulate this much higher. So we'll see if IONQ wants to do it. Not my favorite sector because it's not making money. It's not, you know, it's just very speculative. It's trading much higher than it probably should, obviously in respects to its earnings growth. So RGTI, let's take a look. RGTI, let's take a peeky gander. Thanks for all the love, guys. Much love, sending it right back. So I did a huge thing. You can see I got all this crap here for RGTI. Point of control, beautiful. Anchored VWAP from all-time high, beautiful. We already talked about the point of control. The 50-day moving average, beautiful. EPS and sales growth, we got EPS, but the sales growth is dog shit, right? Obviously, it's quantum computing once again, right? But look at this beautiful, beautiful trend breakout. I really think this thing, if you're looking at the ETF and you're looking for a trade, I think RGTI on an opening range breakout would pose plausible risk reward if it's something that you're looking for. So RGTI is one of my top watches here. One of my top watches on my watch list. Let me see if I had a, nope, that was the bottom one. So IONQ and RGTI are my two top watches on here. So my G, thanks for putting that up there. I appreciate that. My G, you retracted a message. I want to know what the hell it was. You must say it now. You must tell me, my G. Oh, QS, yeah, so quantum space. Let me throw this up here. So we're not getting any sales growth out of them. Obviously, I don't think we need to look. But look at this base here, folks. Look at that base. All about that base. Yeah, this QS base right here. After a huge pop up here. What was this? What was this news? Quantum space producer manufacturing, bullish options activity. Let's see, 3 days ago, so this has been on June 25th. What do we got going on June 25th? These stocks move the high. QuantumScape skyrockets 30% after breakthrough that could rewrite the future of EV batteries. 32%. This is why it had such a big move. After the battery startup announced a major step forward in its solid-state battery production process, the company said it was now fully adopted its Cobra ceramic separator across its battery manufacturing lines. The new process treats cell components 25 times faster than the previous method and operates with a much smaller equipment footprint. According to the CEO, wow, that's a cool name, CEO Siva Sivaram, this breakthrough could offer a powerful path forward for scaling up production while cutting both cost and floor space to persistent barriers and bringing next generation batteries to market. So that's some big news, as the news served as catalyst to help capitulate this stock much higher. So now if we zoom out, you can see here, every time we have hit this area of $7, it has sold off. So if QS can form a base or simply break out above that $7 area, that might be enough excitement to help continue to get this thing to run. Look at the volume, folks. That's why we're talking about it. The volume, the highest volume traded ever in this stock's history, will tell you a little secret about where some of the money might be going. So thank you for that. Was that Jolene? Yeah, that was Jolene. ARQQ, let's take a peeky gander at ARQQ from our very own, the beef of stews. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm running it. I'm running it.
Oh, I see you over there. You got problems? We've got the beef.
We got the beef in the building, baby. He's the moderator and he's the beefiest of stews. And he asked for ARQQ, another quantum stock. Let me throw this as well on my, thank you guys for that. I got QS added to the leader sector and ARQQ, as we will continue to watch both of these. ARQQ is looking very, very nice here. I still think it needs more time, but you can see here new higher lows on this last one. We have this low, new higher low, and then it breaks out. 3 new higher lows. Here, again, we have a low. I'd like to see a new higher low and another new higher low before it breaks out. Will it do that? I have no freaking clue. But I tell you what, that's what I have to see in order to get into a base or a trend breakout. So we'll wait. We'll see. We definitely are going to keep ARQQ on this, though, because it's definitely getting some volume and definitely could get some momentum here. So, wow, lots of volume coming in for ARQQ, so keep an eye on that. Absolutely, absolutely. And last but not least, we're gonna go over my trades. We're gonna go what I am in and what I expect out of these. Now, I touched a little bit on INOD, how my G and I were kind of reviewing this trade and how he kind of criticized me in the fact that I was playing an anticipatory play, right? I got in this trade and I got in a fair share size amount. I actually got in 100 more shares than I anticipated, but I'm just gonna run with it. Now, I bought this more of an anticipation trade because when my alert did go off right where I bought it, it was to see if volume was coming in. I also bought it on a half day, so it's not the best time to buy a stock on a day where there's only half the day with half the volume. It's not going to immediately enter you in a momentum trade. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but I do have a not so tight stop because I don't want to get shaken out of it either. So we're going to keep a close eye on INOD, just when I'm holding, not as much confidence in this trade as I did when I took it. So keep an eye on that. Of course, transparency, folks. I got to tell you, when I'm confident, when I'm not confident. This one here, when we took this basing breakout, immediately I was in at volume. And when that volume came in, I was there, baby. We took this and we took out half at 18.2%. We're letting this last half ride. We're up 41% in this last half. That is a 23R, meaning if my risk is 1, my R is 23. I'm up 23R on this. This is what we shoot for, folks. We want those big winners. This has changed my account. Hasn't changed my life, but it has changed my account. And I'm very, very grateful I was able to be in front of the computer that day to take this trade. Another trade that I have taken, ARLO. I think everybody can agree when I took this trade, when and where I took this trade. Not a simple, but this was a basing breakout right here. Very obvious. I have plenty in this playbook that I can show you that looks exactly like this. So not only that, but new all-time highs as well on volume. If you go on the 5-minute time frame, you'll see right away when I took this trade on Friday, or was that Friday or Thursday? When I took this trade, humongous bout of volume. Humongous, the highest you've seen on this chart ever. Well, maybe not ever, but pretty damn near close to ever. And so that's where I got in. You know, I'm roughly break even on this trade currently, but this is kind of what I'm looking for. Now, we don't have EPS and we don't have much sales growth here, so why am I in this? I started questioning myself after I took the trade. So, you know, now I have to keep a very close eye on this because this is a technical analysis trade. There's no fundamentals involved in this, and I don't really care for that. You know, it's not really my style. You know, I made the trade. Hood is what I'm happy with. I'm not so happy with ARLO or my INOD, but we'll see what the overall market brings us. And my G says CVNA. That thing's been a beast. Look at this. Reaching this area, another basing area right here, folks. I mean, can it go? Can it do it again? You know, every time you think this thing might have found its top here, it completely starts to go much, much higher. And I was on a 5-minute time frame when I started to show you. Look at this. Now, this is what's great about this. You have EPS, you have sales growth, and we know for a fact that these cups have not been forming handles lately. As you can see here, this one did. It didn't look like it was going to, but it formed a little handle here and took off. Will this be another little cup and handle before continuing its trend higher? We'll have to wait and see, but this thing has been an absolute monster. I mean, I remember somewhere, I can't remember, maybe back, I can't remember when I think it was somewhere here. It was you know, claiming bankruptcy and a bunch of crap happened. And, you know, I seen this thing popping up. I just thought you know, it's got to be one of those things that's eventually just going to sell off, you know. And I think a lot of other traders thought so too. Look at this thing now, $348, getting ready to break out again. Holy shit, hockey mushrooms. Look at this thing on the weekly. This thing's nuts, man. This thing's nuts. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely keep a very, very close eye on Carvana. Definitely a trader. If you're a day trader, it's a good stock. If you're a swing trader, it's a good stock. This thing moves up to 19% per day, so watch out, folks. Just before we close out here, if you got anything that you want me to look at or anything you want to say, now is the time, or forever hold your peace. Just want to go over the NASDAQ. It is sitting red, 22,949. We never know what it's going to look like when we wake up, but just remember, we are above our 10-day moving averages. Much cleaner. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter if we're up or down right now, as long as we're above the 10 and 21-day moving averages. I don't think there's any fear. There's no fear. Nothing bad. Everything is going to be fine. Bitcoin, though, this is what we really need to keep an eye on. If this thing takes off, woo, watch out, boys. It's going to be a crazy day. And RGTI looks like it's going to be nuts as well. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing night. I had an amazing 4th of July. I hope everybody stayed safe. Everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. But when it's all said and done, it's time to make some damn money. We're going to end this poll right here. You folks are absolutely awesome. 47% of you think that the semiconductors this week will be the hottest sector this week. So 23%, we're at an even break for Bitcoin and aerospace. And we didn't even go over aerospace. We didn't even go over aerospace today. It don't matter. I can't even talk anyway. Much love. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have an awesome night. And we will see you next week. Peace. Huge shout out to everybody that stopped by today. I really appreciate every single one of you coming in here. You know I love to do this. This is absolutely one of my favorite things to do. Hop on here, do live analysis, make sure that everybody gets there, say what they want to say, what they want to see, and we take care of it, getting everybody prepped and ready to rock. And since you guys were all here, thank you. Appreciate you. B. Stewie, Libby, Jimmy, Jolene, I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much for being here. My G, thank you for doing all that extra work on all the ETFs and everything. You are awesome, brother. And the side chats as well on all the things we've been working on for selling positions. NASCAR, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. Let's see, who else? Zamora. Thank you for being here. Loke Doc, here, baby. You made it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And yeah, Libby, just huge shout out that you were here on time. And my mama showed up to say hi. Next time, bring cookies, mama. Just kidding. I love you. Hope you guys have a good night, and take care. Peace. Peace, baby, peace.